Hello everyone, before we start today's video, if you could all do me a solid and lightly tap the like button, perhaps share the video about and leave a comment. If you are not subscribed, subscribe as well. It would greatly help this channel. Thank you very much. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Captain's log, subdates 220914.2. This rumoured sighting is over a week away at maximum moist, so Diorctor and I are going to experiment and see how much further we can stretch Bork's anus so as to store this rumoured lolcow. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk of the curious case of the Gorlicbread, and I'm going to be honest, I have no bloody idea what is fact or fiction. That's one disclaimer. The other is, when I do end of year review videos, I cite sources from reaction, response, clip channels. The reason why is because usually it's a more condensed version and I don't have to suffer through 10 to 20 hours worth of live streams to find that clip. Gorlicbread is one of them, which has made my research streams quite funny because when I did one last night, so Tuesday the 13th of September 2022, some of my sources for August weren't quite there. It's lucky really that myself and another have downloaded those videos because they're not on the Gorlicbread channel, and I don't know at this point who owned the bloody channel in the first place. There are some conflicting sources. This does not mean I'm going to at any point remove what I have done so far for the end of year review content. It's not happening. It's there, suffer. Since Gorlicbread was around, there were a number of issues concerning the person, the voice of the channel that is. The more notable of which was that they seemed oddly defensive of Nada, and I couldn't quite tell why. I couldn't tell why because when I did my video covering Nada, I couldn't see a single redeeming quality about this individual, who has since gone on to shine a light on their exceptionally small manhood. This defending of Nada was either a form of devil's advocate or contrarian for the sake of it. Perhaps they themselves, the person running the Gorlicbread channel, were attempting to distance themselves from the very community they were growing as a part of, which would make some sense, I guess, but at the same time made them look equally rather shitty, and that in turn, well, has ended up with them becoming a vaunted lolcow in their own right. But again, I have no idea what is fact or fiction, so I'm going to go through a Discord tab I have made for Gorlicbread a few days ago. We're going to look at some of the sources, some of the tweets, and hopefully some of this will make some bloody sense, because I really don't understand. So because of a rumoured love triangle relationship degrading, I had to ask Twitter what had happened. So out of curiosity, what has happened concerning Gorlicbread? According to Nobody Nowhere, Gorlicbread was engaged to Just Breezin. Then he was also dating Jessica Massacre, but he forgot to tell Just Breezin that she was no longer his fiancée. Jessica Massacre found out about Just Breezing and outed Gorlic. Gorlic then said he was dating another girl called Christina Latina. Christina the Latina was in my Twitch chats a few times, even gifted a few subs. This is interesting, very interesting. But then there's another issue, and that is, apparently, Gorlicbread was discovered to have been catfishing Goral World for years as Christina the Latina, whom he also recently claimed to be dating IRL to calm breezy Jessica Hugh drama. Underneath, this and Christina came in a Discord for the Gorals, mostly Chantel, and came in telling us she was doing him, that he ate ass like cereal, I have receipts. The Discord went after GB, which is line number 1, then was promptly kicked out when it was found that she was a rat, and that becomes a multiple part tweet, with them admitting, Danny Trash that is, that they thought that Christina the Latina was a nice person and they apologized to her because they felt like another Discord member had been unfair towards her. Well, that apology might be a, yeah, no. Others saying that events are still unfolding, and that's the problem with this. It's really murky, and I don't like it. Some believe that Gorlicbread is just as bad as Nada El Shami, and that they wouldn't be surprised if the two had been in contact behind the scenes. Didn't Nada do a live stream saying Christina the Latina was going to be on the show? Let's just ignore the fact that the profile pictures used by the account Christina the Latina are of somebody else Is it either in Albania, who is also married, or somebody with an OnlyFans that might be Albanian and also married? I got really confused. Do you understand why now? Somebody else pointed out that because of what has happened since, Gorlicbread, the user, has gone back to their NFL channel because, you know, they need to quickly distance themselves from this so they can at least remain present on social media, which makes some sense. If you get caught out in a lie, either you own up to it, take the L, say sorry to all involved parties, or you double, triple, quadruple down. Now, in the case of Just Breezing, Jessica Massacre, and Gorlicbread, people have put out screenshots and receipts on their channels. They put out receipts because they really wanted everyone to understand just how crappy a person Gorlicbread is, was, could be, mostly is. Gorlicbread's response to this was, I don't have to do shit and I'm not going to show you anything. The problem with that is, you're a part, or we're a part, of a community that hyper-focuses on every tiny detail. Bear in mind here that energy is usually reserved for the girls. Well, the issue now is, you believe yourself above that, or believed yourself above that, which in turn rubbed everyone up the wrong way. In turn, you ended up becoming a lolcow. Oh, the bountiful harvest. Am I right, everyone? We're not done though. I put out a Twitter poll asking if I should do this. I don't normally get much in the way of traffic on polls. 519 votes though. Bloody good. And I do appreciate that some in that underneath had said, do be careful though because we don't know what's fact or fiction. Or make sure you've got all the facts first. I haven't got any of them. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't understand this. It's still really confusing to me. But I want you to understand my confusion, because then you can understand why this is utter bollocks, really. One theory I had early on when Christina the Latina was inserted into this scenario as a way of placating other people involved to then claim of catfish, my thought had been initially, is Christina just an account created by Gorlicbread to act as a mole within those respective communities to gather information for videos that are considerably shorter than those within the community of Hater Nation and Goral World? But then we have to address the fact that catfishing was something Gorlicbread had said in a video as being what had transpired. Now, I do need to give a little bit of background information. Christina the Latina has existed for quite some time within this Hater Nation area, is well known for being, as others have put it, all over the place. As in, if you're on multiple platforms, they are also on multiple platforms. I have interactions with them on Twitter, had even, and as earlier stated, Twitch as well. I only really noticed though because of the Nada video. So onto the catfishing. All the content from the Gorlicbread channel is gone, privated, but thankfully through other people, we have a clip of this response to being outed for being a really shitty person, courtesy of Zachary Michael.
Alright, let me start by saying, anyone I hurt, Jennifer, Jessica, I'm sorry. I really am. And it was never my intention. It's not the person that I am, and I'm not here to make excuses because there are none. You know, the reality is I was speaking to Jennifer for months. During that time, you know, people reached out to me and I made mistakes. And rather than talk to Jennifer about issues that we had, I confided in others, and that was the wrong thing to do. You know, ultimately, whether the people I was speaking with had my best interest in mind does not matter. The reality is it was my fault for even having those discussions. So today is clearly a really bad day in reflection. As most of you probably will learn, I was catfished. And again, that comes back to being my fault. Now, if that person wants to step forward and own the issue, then they can. If they don't, you have no reason to take my word for it. And again, that blame lays on me. So, you know, one thing I have to learn to take from this is I cannot be a trusting person. I cannot assume everyone is who they say they are, and I cannot lead people on. So, in closing, you can feel however you want about me. I do want to say two things, though. I think this community has a real issue with people's private information. Where people live, people's children, soliciting photos from people only to try to use them. I think it starts with the people that Foodie brings into her life, and I think it ends with no one.
So there are two main points concerning that clip, which I have heavily reduced down and gotten rid of all the dead air and bumps. Yes, I did that. You almost sounded coherent. The first is you claim to be catfished. Now, there are community posts where Christina the Latina is supposedly in control of your account. I don't know what to make of this. If you're lucky, you were catfished. But no, I don't think anyone thinks that's the case. The second is the problem with the community. The thing is, you injected yourself into the community and acted as if you were above it. Eventually, when people took the liberty of looking at you, they realized you were not the person you claimed to be, nor many people within it. But you might find In some areas of the internet currently hunkered down, you will find everyone going in on everyone. You fell foul of this because you got in with a few of those creators, and when they outed you for doing something a little bit untoward, you then cry victim to an extent. I must highlight this issue of this shitty behavior, which somehow has to be inserted into a video taking accountability for my shitty behavior. That's quite a strange way of handling things. Then again, I'm not the person who humble bragged about Life by Jen when she passed away, which was enough of a reason for you to come back and make one little video.
So, if you didn't realize, all my videos are privated. And in reality, I'm glad that the Life by Jen videos got swept into that. And I will let you know right here and right now, those videos will never be made available again. I wasn't aware until today that we had lost Life by Jen. And it's mixed emotions because, you know, this is a person that I obviously made a lot of videos about, probably some of the most popular Life by Jen videos on the platform.
When someone is well and truly cocked up, they have a number of ways of handling it, as you have already found out so far. Gorlicbread has handled this quite poorly. On social media, the more prevalent tactic is scorched earth. As you now know, most of the content is gone. The Twitter account Ryan Moody @ShutdownSafety originally had tweets protected, but now it doesn't exist. The same applies to Christina Latina on Twitter, something I was going to show because I vaguely recall having interactions briefly with the user. Gorlicbread had put out a community post, which I also showed you earlier, saying, "Just a quick note from Christina and myself," which is strange from the offset, of course. If you're catfished, this is a weird one. Christina has been amazing. She has taught me so much about being patient, and understanding a different opinion. She also encouraged me strongly to not delete the channel and the importance of owning what took place. Well, if that were the case, you would have kept the content up, but apparently that's not what you've learnt at all. You also put out a community post because others had reached out to you on the Ryan Moody 21 account. Just wanted to make a post. I know a few of you have been reaching out to me privately. One of my flaws has been telling people I'm okay when I'm actually not. Blah 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 blah. Interesting. I'm starting to understand why for a channel your size you're hemorrhaging subs, and you probably will for a lot longer because, well, there's no coming back from this one, is there? Oh, and before I forget, I love that on the Life by Jen in memoriam video you made, you turned the comments off. The optics of that, not pretty. I would also like to add one other detail of interest. You indicated in a community post that you and Christina were taking 2 weeks away, yet on the Ryan Moody 21 YouTube channel, you're uploading every single day. Noggin joggin', right? Are we still sus on this? Now there is one last thing I'd like to talk about, and that would be the Christina the Latina on Nada El Shami's live stream. It was a freaking fake, alright? The person who he spoke to briefly didn't even know who he was talking about. And then in a response to Jessica Messica, claims that Christina Latina is a real person. There is a possibility Christina Latina is a real person. There really is. I just want to highlight the fact that Nada El Shami is going to bat for Gorlicbread. That is the part that intrigues me. I know comparatively to others who've done 30-40 minute videos breaking all of this down with all the receipts from everyone's respective live stream covering this, I fully get that mine's a lot shorter, but I really didn't want to sit here and go through all those live streams, okay? I will link them down below though, as I think you need the context, so do go check them out. Okay, not quite over yet. Other creators like Mo Translates have released full history of DMs between themselves and Gorlicbread. These are very insightful videos. A lot of people don't make it a point to go through the DMs and show these messages, read them in full, so those who aren't watching, can hear it instead. Do check it out, as it also shines a rather interesting, somewhat shady light, insidious perhaps, on Gorlicbread.